I think we have to be good with the ball and without the ball. And for sure, when we have the ball, today we develop a good offensive situation because sometimes can be a counter attack, but when you come to press us very high, and if you are prepared to overcome this pressure, and you have a lot of space to attack, and we have striker very good to do this. With the ball, I think we are trying to work and to improve, but to dominate this game is not easy. It's not easy, and at the same time, I think at the end we deserve to win, to get 3 points. And now we have to rest, to recover energy, because we have to play on Wednesday against West Ham.
Your start to the season is absolutely outstanding. 10 points from 4 games. You've got to be delighted with that.
Yeah, and our start was good, but you know very well it's important in Premier League in this tournament to try to get 3 points in every game, because when you drop points, and then in the future you can complain about this the point that you dropped. I think we have to continue in this way. It's not easy. I know very well every game is a really sportive war for us. But another clean sheet day, we scored 2 goals, we get the chances to improve. And many players, I think, my players are improving in many aspects. We have to continue to do it, and to trust in ourselves. But we have to know very clear that in Premier League there are teams, really top teams, and we want to try to fight, with them.
I like the expression "the sporting war." It was definitely that.
Yeah, but it's always a sportive war, because after a game, and there is a winner, there is a loser, or also if you do, and if you want to be competitive, the draw is half defeat. I think that in our mind has to be every game has to be a sportive war for us, and to try to kill the opponent.
Absolutely. We are the 12th man. He's always trying to drum up the support. It's like, guys, we're not always going to boss the ball. That's not the way we're going to play. We still need you to do your part. It's a collective. He uses every weapon available in the war, and that's the crowd as well. So we're all happy to do it, I think. I think he's absolutely got everybody on board. I see 1 or 2 moaning minis on Twitter, but it's like, seriously, guys, what do you want? What do you seriously want?
But if you, I've said this before, but if you can't be happy now, given where we've been in the past and what we're, feel like we're on the cusp of, I mean, go and take up another sport that you want to watch, because this is just it's pathetic. It's we're very lucky at the moment. I think we are very close, despite some of the the cat calls we're getting from opposition fans.
And equally, our own fans going, oh, well, now Nottingham Forest have outspent us. Yeah, but would you take any of the players they've bought? And the answer is no. Our recruitment has been better.
But Nottingham Forest needed to, because if they want to stay in the Premier League, they need to spend big. But there's no guarantee that will work. I mean, we've seen plenty of big name buys that do not work out, and it looks a little bit kind of like a scattergun approach to try and get all of those players. That's a lot of players to integrate into your team. But we've already got, we mustn't forget, world class goalkeeper, a world class forward line. We need some. The squad needed the balance to be able to really good players to come in for us. That's what we needed. We didn't need to spend 100 million on a Grealish. We need to have better balance overall. And I still wouldn't be surprised if in the next few days we do get a big name player come through yet.
I think we do just need that more unpredictable playmaker as an option in midfield. Yeah. That's the only possible thing that's missing. We've
Well,
got guys who can cover the ground and work hard.
let's
We
get
just
into
need
that
option.
actually, because we've got we'll do the West Ham preview shortly, but a couple of talking points here, because we know that Winks looks like he's about to join Sampdoria. Good move for him. I think they'll probably play decent football. I wish him well. He is a good player, but just doesn't fit this system. Hill looks like that's pretty much we had the here we go from Romano, haven't we, for him to go to Valencia. In fact, Gattuso just said basically he just waited on Spurs signing someone, which he believes is 99% done. So Gattuso has become our resident ITK. And then you got Reggie again. Then another here we go by Romano. He's to Atletico. So bearing in mind that Conte said one out, one in, we might not get 3 players in, but I suspect we'll get 2. Any ideas that you think that might be?
We would have thought that they would have still pushed to try and get Zaniolo maybe, but this shoulder injury seems to have done for that.
I'm leaning more and more towards a Traore.
Zaha has come up, but it sounds like if Chelsea don't get Aubameyang, he's their fallback option. Well, I don't know how that works because he's not a striker, but 30 million. Yeah, I'm not convinced that's the player I think we want, because Zaha is about running with the ball rather than creating stuff for other players. We think we're not quite what we want there. The Traore one, we've seen some great cameos from him, and particularly against us, but there has to be a reason why people aren't picking him.
Yeah,
there has to be. There's, I know that it's rarely you see that in product, but if you had someone like that who can just skittle defenders, you'd think I'd play him every week.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe Conte thinks he's got the making of him. In Conte, we trust. That's all I will say on that. If he wants him, then so be it.
Well, I did see a truck turn up at the Spurs Stadium with Johnson and Johnson. So that's a whole load of oil, baby oil, ready. So I think there could be something in that.
Yes, he just slid through the entry barriers. Yeah, good lord. Yeah, I mean, it would be fun, wouldn't it, to have that option coming off the bench late in a game away from home, to have him charging up the middle of the pitch and suddenly, making the other team drop off 15 yards or more.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, it'd be interesting. He's that sort of firecracker. A bit almost like Mora used to be, where you just like a hand grenade you just chuck on.
Yeah, it's sad thing getting Mora is, as much as he seems an absolutely wholehearted guy and seems to be very popular. How many years has he been there? Probably 4 or 5 years, and he still can't play with anybody.
So, no, he still don't know what his best position or where he fits. I mean, but I think I would like to keep him. I think he is still he's such a positive influence, and also okay, we don't need a cheerleader, but we do need someone who comes on and gives it everything, and he won't let you down, will he?
No, he's one of those soldiers that Conte likes. I imagine that you have the likes of him and Davinson Sanchez and Emerson, all these guys who are just willing to work hard and wait for their opportunities. They're great to have around the place. Just wish there was more end product for him. If you put together a highlight reel of his goals, they're all phenomenal, but they're fairly well spaced out, aren't they? So
3 pretty important ones, though.
Oh God, we'll always have Ajax, yeah.
We'll look at Richarlison. So I suspect he might get on for the West Ham game, whether he'll start or not. But that's what I was going to ask. Do you think like not just Richarlison, some of those new players? Do you think that they will be he's talking about rotating? Do you think he means like from starting 11, or do you think like rotating, like getting them on earlier as a sort of, because we've allowed more subs and bring them on in 60, 65 minutes, and that's what he thinks is rotation? Or do we think they're going to get starts?
I think they will get starts. I think they have to. I know that this 5 sub thing does favour the richer teams and the deeper squads for the impact you can have. But I think for their own careers, I'm thinking Richarlison wanting to be first choice for Brazil, which he is at the moment, ahead of Gabriel Jesus, all of a sudden he's got a bit of a challenge on his hands, and he will want game time and deserves it. To be brutally honest, for what he's shown so far, he deserves a crack at it. And some start get 70 minutes, who knows, whatever. Or sometimes Harry stays home.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a bad thing. It's virtually unthinkable, but
Especially some
it
of
can be
those
done.
cup games, like these League Cup games. I can imagine that would be the case.
Yeah. Again, the World Cup coming up, he'll want as much time as possible. He came for Champions League football. He'll want to play. One or two of those games look, I don't want to tempt fate, but they do look a bit of a gimme, don't they? So that you'd like to think if we've done our work early on, we're in a good position, playing for the whole game.
We've got a tasty run of games coming up, so we'll have a look at that in a second, actually. So we've got 3 fairly tough games. We've got a couple of London derbies, then we've got City. So we've got West Ham away, Fulham home, City away. How many points do you reckon we'll get from those 3?
I want minimum 5.
Yeah.
I think West Ham, yes, we know that we are the only reason for their existence. Other than that, they are utterly pointless. And they will try to make it physical for us. They've got the big centre forward that they play with. They'll be fired up. We've just got to do what we have been doing, be patient, not give them any silly set pieces, which they'll be looking for, and then try and deal with their vulnerabilities at the back. I mean, they're bedding in a new fullback, possibly 2. And this new centre-back, Kera, according to someone I heard on Football Weekly, he said that he doesn't quite live up to his Wikipedia vital statistics. He's not the tallest, and he doesn't seem to be the quickest either.
No.
So Zuma also seems to be playing through an injury and isn't quite as mobile as he could be. So there's definitely an opportunity for us there. We've just got to be, very switched on, as we have been, at the set pieces, bar the Koulibaly one.
So you're saying basically that Zuma won't have cat-like reflexes on the day.
Oh, so we did there.
So yeah, then we got Fulham, and then we got City. I personally, I think we'll probably get 7 out of that. I can see us beating West Ham. It's going to be. We'll get onto that in a minute, but that's going to be a tough one. Fulham again. I think they gave Arsenal a good game, but it's at home. I feel that we'll have enough for them. City. Well, since Haaland's come in, he's looked amazing, but we do seem to have the hoodoo over them. So I'll be happy with 6 out of that lot, but I think we could get 7.
Yeah, that would be a great thing. I mean, Man City will pile it on for sure, but then that seems to suit us. The more that they go gung ho at us, the more opportunities that we have to get at them.
Yeah.
Haaland is a major difference for them. A proper goal getter and a bit of a brute. We've got a little run of that at the moment. We're going to be playing against big centre forwards in midweek. We've got Mitrovic at the weekend. He
looks in better shape as well, doesn't he? Mitrovic.
Yeah, it may be that
timber.
They'll look at our back line and go, let's try and attach ourselves to Ben Davis, say, something like that. Well, then, okay, get round the ball afterwards then, when it's broken. And we can't give Haaland acres to run into. I don't think we're that sort of team anyway. Again, we're capable of getting a result up there. It's early in the season. Neither team is up to full speed. The fact that City are letting in goals, that's for sure. They clearly can be got at.
Weak.
Yeah. So I'm not going.
As long as we got Romero back, I think that's good. I mean, to be honest, actually, if we get into the West Ham game now, actually, I think Romero would be a really important player for that night, because I think it's going to be electric atmosphere. Now they've got their jammy winner, that deflected goal. I think that's going to put them, give them a little bit of an impetus. I think if they'd have lost that, they would have been like lambs to the slaughter. But
Oh,